Thank you, everyone, for staying with us. This is a very, very deep issue with us to do with public relations and perhaps campaign strategies. So I have two public relations experts. I have joining me from London, Ronke Lawa is the CEO of Veriatu Public Relations, a public relations expert. And also Mr. Yomi Badejo Okusonya is the CEO of CMC Connect Group. He joins us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much for your time. Let me perhaps start from London with Ronke Lawa. This is a global issue and is perhaps a threat. How dangerous is it, trend?
It's an exceptionally dangerous threat, and I think we can see that through a lot of changes in legislation, even here in Europe. There's an entire legislation in terms of data protection. It's extremely important. How people are using data to influence mass society it's concerning that companies, politicians, political parties are using individuals' data to shift narratives and to change mindsets. Part of PR, but PR is supposed to be ethical practice.
Mr. Okusonya, are you bothered? You operate here in Nigeria. Are you bothered with the scenario that we're seeing, especially that of Cambridge Analytica? We are approaching a 2019 election. Do you see such a thing playing out yet again?
Well, data will always play a role in modern marketing, and with the use of technology, you can't rule out data. Each customer, or what we used to call mass marketing, has now become targeted marketing. So really, what I like will be different from what you like. What appeals to me will be different from what appeals to you. There's a convergence of new marketing skills and technology, and it's inevitable that targeted marketing is the way to go. It's being used in the sales of consumer goods and services, and it's just found its way into politics.
Ronke, tell us, Facebook has been apologizing on this matter for Nigeria and the scenario playing out here. A lot of people will blame the country and the system that we do not even have sufficient data. But how do you think this will affect elections, especially as we look forward to the 2019 elections?
Look, the issue of fake news is something that's having an impact on propaganda. It's having an impact on how people vote. Using people's data to determine whether they are going to vote one way or the other is entirely, it's one thing. But when you're issuing fake news stories, when you're literally making things up, a fair campaign is supposed to be based on fact. But if individuals are literally making things up based on how people are using Facebook or Twitter or other social media outlets, that's when it becomes a very dark and dangerous ground, especially in communications, especially in politics.
Mr. Okusonya, perhaps you give us some closing thoughts here on this one. It's scary, isn't it? And perhaps the way and manner people are engaged, the security of our data. What are the fears that an average Nigerian should have? A lot of people spend a lot of time on Facebook, for example. What should be our fear right now?
Well, I think what should be our fear is the kind of security we have around the data that we manage. Data, like I said, will continue to, it's the future. And so what we've got to do is that we've got to be a lot more careful. We know what happened with WikiLeaks and the likes of that. So I'll just say that we have to be a lot more careful with our security. We've got to invest a lot more in it. And then we are careful about what we do. The Bible says, whatever you sow, you reap. So it's possible that if you sow something that is not right, it's coming back to bite you, where? So I just say that we need to invest a lot more in technology.
Thank you so much, Mr. Okusonya. But I wanted to tell me in straight language, is it possible to meddle in a democracy like Nigeria's through data? Is it possible?
It is very possible, and I agree with Ronke that the ethical issue, the lines are there. You shouldn't cross the lines. If you buy data and you use people's data without their permission, it's wrong. And especially if you use it to spew the wrong kind of message, if you use it to spread fear, darkness, it is wrong. And it is not ethical as public relations has defined. So it's very real. It's very real. It has influenced elections in many markets, and I believe it will continue to do so unless I believe like INEC must come out with something that stipulates the guidelines for the use of data. Otherwise, we'll run into this problem again in 2019.
Yomi Badejo Okusoya, public relations expert, is the CEO of CMC Connect Group. Ronke Lawa is the CEO of Variato Public Relations, talking to us from London. Thank you for taking your time to talk to us on this very important issue. And that's our show for today, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'm Shinwa Kimbale. Bye-bye.